Welcome aboard everyone, Simon here from the Worlds of Wall Street. We're jumping into Solve.Care right now. Some big moves on the chart today, and I just want to basically kind of go through that with you guys, maybe anticipate what may occur in these coming hours, or certainly this next 24 hours with this kind of chart movement. So guys, Solve is a project that we hold a good bag's worth for sure in our portfolio. It's very much a project that we believe in for the healthcare sector, and especially around its tokenomics towards that. Go and check our intro video if you have not done so already. We will leave a link at the end of this one. But very quickly before we go into the chart, so it's pretty much, I'm anticipating around this news here, huge announcement apparently coming on the October 26th, so 7 days from now. We're having fun competitions. No one cares about the competitions. We want to know what the partnership is. But obviously, they're not going to tell us yet. But this has had a major impact on the chart today, which we'll go into in a second. There haven't been massive amounts of updates sort of since our last video update, really. Just a continuation of regurgitation of information from Solve about why they're so unique and special within their space in blockchain and tokenomics. But I'm really interested to see whether this is a pairing, whether it's an exchange, or could it be another fantastic healthcare partner with one of the major, perhaps pharmaceuticals or something. We'll have to see. But guys, let's jump into the chart before it goes crazy again. Smash the like button if you like this content, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. And if you're new, welcome aboard. We always welcome new subscribers. We are smashing through to 3,000. And I'll tell you what else is smashing as well, this chart. So these guys, Solve.Care, have had a rise so far. I think it might even still be just over 100% from earlier point here. So we've actually had already today around about 129% increase from its lowest point that we saw this morning. So very much a low of 0.078. And we shot up to 17.9 cents. Now, we're currently tracking around 17 still. I have sold some of mine off that I had from a long time ago earlier in the year, just taking out my initial investment. There may be a retracement, but let's just take a look at a few elements in previous moments where announcements have occurred with this project. I want to pay particular attention, for example, to this one here. If you look closely from where we are right now, actually in the 17 cents, let's just pull that in a bit closer so we can see exactly what's going on here. This was around an announcement perspective as well, and as you can see over a 2-3 day period, it made some big moves. So yeah, there is a possibility. I mean, that went from basically the lowest point of 17.7 cents, pretty much near what we are in today, and shot up to that 60 cent mark. Was it 59.1 cents? I'm not saying that will happen again. Perhaps there's been learnings taken from these previous moves where people have sort of maybe thought, oh, I've seen this before, I'm not going to go crazy and really FOMO in. But these things do happen with projects like this that are so new. Still not necessarily uncertainty, but people perhaps don't understand how it will work in the real world. For me, I understand it, and hopefully you guys have when you watched our intro video. But go and check out their social media platforms and the projects and the partnerships that they got involved in. And pretty much around what's more interesting is what they're trying to do in the real world and how that's going to be applicable and fundamental. I always look at the fundamentals when I look at projects when I'm investing. And this for sure has some, albeit that some of this technology won't be seen for a few years. That's pretty much why I'm buying it now, to be honest, because of the future. But as we've said, there's been a few elements of surprises along the way, both directions, to be honest, where we can perhaps see some movement in a substantial way that we just might want to be a bit cautious of. Now, it doesn't look like this is finished because we just sat here doing this video, and it's very much trying to push even further upwards. In fact, 17.99 cents. That's crazy. Could we be seeing even more moves here? We're still not near our all-time previous high of the 59.44, which we just pointed out previously in the chart. Look at that point. That's ridiculous, isn't it? 22nd of May. So yeah, there is a possibility that this might do what it did back then over a 3-day period, and it might jump even further than 60 cents. Who knows? But I'm keeping my feet on the ground right now, in the sense that this is quite a parabolic move, and we've already kind of had 2 or 3 days of this movement upwards. Not saying that that's significant in any way. I think it's a lot less volume coming in than we've seen in previous big jumps like this in this particular token. You see elements of this around here anyway. But yeah, this jump is obviously big. And what I want to get you guys mindful as well is, I don't know if you ever noticed, but when you go on like the exchange, like KuCoin in this instance, that I have Solve on, this is the Bittrex chart in general, but KuCoin, for example, it has that thing at the bottom where it shows you all like the tokens that are exploding, and then people go, oh wow, look at that mega green, I want a part of that, and they jump straight in without thinking about, where is this in the chart, what's the historic information. So it's really important that when you're looking at that, and I know things can move quickly, and you do sometimes think of that fear and momentum of like, oh, I need to do something now before it's too late. We just sat here now. I started putting my laptop on when it was about 16 odd cents, because it had retraced a bit and then it's jumped back up again, and here we are looking at it nearly 19 cents again already. So there's plenty of movement. In fact, I'm just going to move that up now to where it is currently. It's around about 142%. Crazy. And we've seen moves like this on a multitude of assets, guys. What I'll say is be cautious about that retracement at some point. I'd very much be surprised if it stays like that and then continues to go parabolic. You do tend to get the correction at some point, but I wonder if we might see some big resistance at that sort of 19 cents or just above, with then maybe a bit of a pullback, and then as the momentum sell kicking perhaps occurs. But let's keep an eye on it, guys. I will keep an eye on Solve for the next day or two to see what's going on, certainly near that 26th of October announcement mark. But this RSI is obviously very high right now. If you were purchasing, and this is not financial advice, but if you were purchasing, way back here in the lower regions, it's possibly a good chance to get your initial investments out at least. That's certainly what I've done. It's just my opinion. But you guys can do what you want. Obviously, you have your own strategies and thought process. This is not saying you should or shouldn't do anything. Just merely what I'm doing, and it makes sense in my mind. So obviously performance-wise, understandably, this week and this month arguably entails this movement today, so I wouldn't look too much into this directly, but it's certainly of great interest, of course, to see these great green numbers coming into such a fantastic project. Like I said, I'm holding for the long run. I would like to bag more, but of course, if this retraces, I will definitely be accumulating with the bits that I have sold. I look to try and reinvest in the asset while I feel like I'm in a building momentum for the project. But I'm happy to be holding this one for a number of years, because I know where the future of healthcare is going, and certainly with tokenomics and AI, it's a real absolute gem and fantastic to be holding it. So guys, let us know if you're holding Solve in the comments below, and we will update you guys in a couple of days time. If something major happens over the next 48 hours in terms of big chart movements, we'll jump on one again for sure for you guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next Solve update. Goodbye.